Hi, this is Billy D. If you enjoy this podcast, please like and subscribe. Let's grow NAIA basketball. Thank you. Cascade Hoops Talk, bringing the world NAIA basketball one podcast at a time. Cascade Hoops Talk, Billy D. Hey, I got Danny Neville, Jamestown University men's head coach. How you doing, Danny?
Good. It's good to hear from you again.
So, I got to turn you down just a little. So, last season, third time into Kansas City. This season, you're going to enter the post-Walters era. Just talk about Jamestown basketball and where you're at.
Yeah, I think, all of our guys stay in the summers, and, that's something in 2017-18. We were the first team out of the national tournament. We went 20-10, and, we had most of the guys back, and, they were very determined to, coming off that, having that feeling in your gut after being so close to making, nationals. They all decided to stay that summer.
Oh, okay.
And that would have been 2018, and they worked really hard. And well, the next year we went 29-6, and ended up losing the Spring Arbor, who ended up winning it. And we were tied with 2 minutes. We felt like that year could have been a lot different. Obviously every year you kind of feel like that if you lose.
Right.
You end your year with a loss. But so guys have stayed there every single summer since.
Oh, really?
And again, this is, like you said, the post Mason Walters era, and I thought we had a great summer. Guys, obviously when you have such a dominant player, guys are gonna look to him, and we're gonna go to him in situations, and it just kind of a mindset. And then obviously this year, leading up to the summer, we don't have him, and so guys got to play a little differently, and we got to be a little faster, and we got to be scrappier, and so I think it's been a fun summer. So
last season you led the country in 3-point shots. You shot them at 39%. One of the most potent outside shooting in the country. This season you have a couple shooters coming back. Of course, you lose Mark Chose, but just what will the team look like this year? Do you still see it built around outside in?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, we kind of, so the offense that we run, like, we kind of changed it for Mason, which anybody else in the country would have done the same thing. Just, we wanted to get him the ball and put him in good spots. And now we're going back to the old version. And, what that is just, our big guys are going to set a lot more screens, and we're going to play more like four guards, and be faster transition wise, and try to be really fast in the half court as well. And again, trying to be efficient as possible. You saying that we led the country in threes, like I just don't feel like we took a ton of bad shots. They were all, obviously you're going to shoot some bad ones, but for the most part, it was, I felt like we did a good job of getting good shots. And a lot of that, again, had to do with, our inside game. But this year we're going to be, a lot, like I said, faster, and we're going to try to score in transition more. So again, maybe taking some quick early shots, but we kind of want to let them go and let them run and let them play. So, we probably won't have a ton of sets. We'll just try and run as much motion as we can. So I'm excited about it. So,
Danny, you have a pretty good core coming back in the backcourt. You got Vasquez, Colby Vasquez, as well as Cole Woodford and Will Cordes are all back. What do you have any? I guess what I'm asking is, do you have any younger guys you think will build into the system with you this year?
Yeah, we have that core coming back, and then we got to transfer Silas Benyon. He's a kid that we actually played him in the national tournament in 2020 or 21-22. We played them, and he was a kid that he transferred and came out here, and he liked it, and we liked him, and so he's just a veteran guy. I mean, he was on that team. I think they went to the national title game when he was a freshman. So he's got a lot of experience, and he's been a great addition. He's been awesome this fall. And then we have actually an incoming freshman from Aberdeen, Spencer Barr. He actually was I told him this summer, I said, you should be the first freshman that comes up here. And he actually moved up here and brought three other freshmen with him. So it was kind of cool for him to do that. And he's had an unbelievable summer. And so we think he's going to be in the rotation as well.
Oh, the freshman out of Aberdeen, Spencer Barr?
Spencer Barr, yep.
Wow. That's going to be something if he can do that.
Yeah, he's been super impressive. And again, we haven't, started practices and games and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, he's still a freshman, but he just, his whole mindset and vibe, like, he doesn't seem like a freshman. And the older guys have really respect him. And, he's done a great job to earn their respect as well.
I want to go back to Silas Binion just for a moment. He's only 6 foot tall, but I've seen him play a couple times. What impressed me is he's a effective rebounder. I think he averaged 5 rebounds a game, but I've seen he's got double digits a couple times last year. But he's more of a slasher, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of our mindset too. Like, we need some, a guy other and Will and those guys can get to the rim, but their game is more outside and pull-ups, and we wanted another guy that can slash and get to the rim. And he rebounds, and he's an energy guy. Like, he's got a great attitude, great personality. But I think the best thing about Silas is his defense. He's just been he's crazy. Like, he goes against somebody and they don't like that. They don't want Silas to guard him. So he's been impressive, and again, like, just looking for, he's a veteran. So he's played in some big time games, and that's experience wise, that was huge for us. I mean, you look down our roster and it's Cordis is a senior, Woodford is a senior, Silas is a junior, Jimmie is a senior, Reed Gassner is a junior. We got a grad transfer that will be in the rotation as well. So we're all veteran and an experience, which I like.
Well, with Mason graduating, you kind of got a hole there in the middle. You mentioned Jimmie Linus. Is it pronounced
Yep.
Linus?
Yep.
He played over at St. Xavier before he transferred over to you. He's 6'10". What other size do you see coming in?
Yeah, we got a transfer, Antonio Chandler, and then we'll use Reed Gassner in that, that kind of 4 and 5, sometimes 5. But Antonio Chandler is a grad transfer. He played at Franklin Pierce, and I don't think I've coached an athlete like him in I think this is 13 or 14 years that I've coached, head coach and assistant, and I don't think I've ever coached anybody as athletic as him.
Is he coming in as a junior, or? Oh, he's a grad transfer. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, that's a great addition.
Yeah, and he's a good kid, and he's got a great family, and he loves the weight room, which is huge. He's a big, strong kid. So again, he fits into the rest of our crew, and he's been a great addition. It feels like he's been here for a couple of years. So we're very excited about Antonio.
I know you always hit the recruiting trail pretty hard. I know you mentioned Spencer Barr. Any other young freshmen you brought in this season that you want to talk about?
Yeah, we have a couple of North Dakota kids that we brought a couple of them in. Just one of them we're gonna redshirt Aiden Stainbrook. He needs to gain some strength, but he can really shoot it, and he's really athletic. Tate Grossman is another North Dakota kid. He's one of those guys, like, he's athletic, he can shoot, he's big, strong. So, you never know with Tate where he'll be. Like, he could be pushing for playing time. He could be anywhere on the map. He has a lot of natural talent, and, it's just adapting to the college game.
Yeah.
And then, we got a lot of freshmen that we like. Another kid from Aberdeen, Malik Weaker. He's a lefty. excited about him. But and it's all in the development with these kids. 7-footer from Lidgerwood, North Dakota, and again, we're just trying to get him to a point where he can play and help us. So, but I could name a lot of those kids too, and it's just, I think we've done a good job of just getting kids that fit us.
Yeah.
And again, regional kids as well. Obviously, we've branched out a little bit, but for our core guys, they're going to be regional kids, and so you just never know. But I really like our class as a whole, our recruiting class as a whole.
Danny, for people who are going to watch a video version of this, I'll put some pictures of the Newman Center there. You and I talk about the Newman every time I interview you, but it's such a beautiful facility. Just talk about, how a guy from Iowa ends up at such a beautiful place and such a successful run there at Jamestown. I mean, did you feel like you woke up in a dream or something?
No, it was, because previously, like, I don't know if we've ever talked about this, but we used to play in the Civic Center downtown. So it wasn't even our, we rented it. And so, like, I remember one time I was an assistant, and we had this kid on campus, and he's like, I want to go see the gym where you guys play. And so we go over there, and I'm like, I was so worried because the gym floor, like, isn't down all the time. Like,
Yeah.
it's just it's a civic. And so we walk in there, and there's a tractor show in there. The gym floor isn't down, and there's a bunch of tractors down there. And I'm like, well, here it is. You can imagine if there was a gym floor down, what it would look like. And so, like, when we decided on, Harold Newman, he's a Jamestown guy. He's from Jamestown, North Dakota, and he actually still has a lot of family in town. And, they donated, a huge amount for this project. And, since then it's been awesome. I mean, you come visit, and it's like, it's unbelievable. Like, we don't even, I don't know. It just, when the first thing you walk into is this place, we think it's pretty easy. It's speaks for itself. I mean, just look at the place, and again, it's a place too, like, picture wise, it's cool, and people are like, oh man, that's a great arena, but when you see it in person, it's way better. And you think, even looking at the picture, like, man, this is awesome. So when you walk in here, it's just a different feeling for those guys. We're just so blessed to have the facilities that we do, and blessed that, Harold Newman and his family donated a substantial amount. And obviously there's other donors as well in town, and Jamestown alum, and just Jamestown supporters. So, it's good to have all that backing and support. And again, it puts pressure on us to do well and have good teams and have a great program. And so it definitely pushes us as well.
But it's not just the building. I mean, you got to talk about those fans that pack that building and pack the flags and follow you everywhere. I mean, they're becoming renowned across the Midwest there.
For sure. I mean, it's family support and Jamestown support as well. I think obviously, like, home games, like, our league in the GPAC, we go around and play conference games, and they have, similar home crowds, and it's really cool. But I think the coolest thing is, like, we actually had a couple kids, that had transferred from other schools come here and visit this summer, and Silas was one of them.
Yeah.
And they remember, like, those national tournaments. They come here and they talk about our fans on the road. They're like, man, I remember those parents and people, pounding those flags on the bleachers and waving them around. People talk about that, and that's just so cool that, because a lot of our national tournaments, with the exception of last year, which we hosted, have been pretty far. I mean,
you had to go to Montana
and Omaha, Nebraska. So for those supporters to follow, and again, we had people that were, close to Montana, close to Omaha, or maybe in Omaha, that came and supported as well. But I think it's, that bunch of parents and supporters that, go to a lot of games that were just unbelievable.
Can you talk about the your team's been together all summer. They're back in school now. I think you start practicing this week, right?
Yeah, we start on Friday.
Friday, okay. You bet.
I'm not. I'm one of those guys that it. Hopefully we can play till March, but I'm definitely not trying to kill them right now.
Yeah.
So
But you got the whole team back together now. They were together this summer, most of them. Talk about the mood of the team. It's one thing for you to say, here's where we are, we're in the post Walters era. But are you concerned that in the back of their mind, they're thinking, oh, we're in the post Walters, we don't have Mason in the middle anymore. What are we going to do? I mean, are you worried about that?
no, I think it was very important for them to stay this summer.
Okay.
So we had the whole summer to, get that feeling out. And because we had times where, we were still in that, we got to get it inside. We got to get, but, if we're going to be efficient, we got to realize that we don't have that, and again, not saying we don't have good post players and we like the guys that we have, and it's just a lot different. You're talking about the NAIA player of the year, Division I transfer, those things aren't going to happen very often. So I think we adjusted really well by the end of the summer, just kind of now we have a lot of different options, and we might have a different leading scorer every night of every game. And so it's just, we got to learn how to just play with each other and learn each other's strengths and weaknesses. And, once we start playing together a little bit more, then we can really figure out, how good we're going to be.
Danny, before I let you go, you got to talk a little bit about the GPAC. And, I was looking at, you and I were talking before, but we're looking at, I was looking at some schools around you, but I didn't realize I knew you were far away from the rest of the schools, but I didn't realize how far. So Just talk about the GPAC, how competitive it's been, and then, your travel and what you have to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great league. I mean, Corey Wester does an awesome job of just structure and, just efficiency, and it's just first class, you feel like you're in a really good league. There's awesome teams, awesome coaches. I think about you glance at your schedule in the preseason. It's you look at all the schools and it's you go down the list and it's they run good stuff. They have a good system. They have a really good coach. They have good players. They're all skilled. They have a good big guy. And so then every night is a war. And it just preps you for, I feel the last couple years, especially being in the GPAC, it just preps you for the national tournament. I feel that's our league is a credit to our success in the national tournament. We've been we always feel going in a national tournament, we are battle tested. Last year, we had just lost the Dort at home in the conference championship game, but it's you just tip your hat. That's a damn good team, and they're well coached, and they have a really good program. And it's we wanted to win, but again, this isn't it. This isn't, we still have opportunities moving forward. So it just all that stuff combined just feels like it really preps us for the national tournament. And, I love the GPAC. I think, actually, to be honest, going into it, everyone was a little hesitant about the travel and all that, but, just experience the league and, the professionalism, you go down the list, even the referees, when you go down the GPAC, they're top notch. Everything is just so well run. And again, I feel it's been a blessing for us to be in the league, and it's made us better as a team and as a program. And I think it's made our coaching staff better. It's made me better. So, I have nothing but respect, and I just think GPAC is awesome. And I'm not going to be that guy that says we're the best in the country and best league in the country, but I think we are up there. I know that we haven't, men's basketball wise, other sports in our league have won championships, but I know that we haven't really made, I think the best run we've had is Elite Eight, and it was us and Concordia, I think, did the next year.
Yeah.
So we've been knocking on the door, our league. It's just we gotta be able to win a game or two more down there.
Yeah, it's a tough league. When you first went into the G-Pack, you had the no whining rule because of the long travel. Did you ever suspend the no whining rule?
No. Well, it's no complaining.
Oh,
but
sorry, no complaining.
Same thing.
It's still in effect.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then I talked about, I said in the Midwest, is where you're at in North Dakota, is that considered the Plains or the Midwest?
I would say the Plains.
Yeah. So I'm self-correcting. I don't need
sure.
all the fans in Jamestown mad at me. The Plains. I'll go with the Plains.
We do play in the Midwest, so
yeah.
We play a lot of games. Our league's in the Midwest.
Yeah, and Kansas City's in the Midwest, and that's where people talk about the flag. So Danny, I always enjoy being able to catch up with you. I'm really looking forward to talking to you more after they throw the ball. Man, I just can't wait for basketball. I just can't wait.
It's every year thing. You're like, I can't believe it's back and we're here. And
yeah.
So I'm excited. And like I said, I always tell you, I appreciate, everything you do for the NAIA and everything you do for me. And hopefully someday I can go catch another game out in Oregon and you can come with me.
Yeah, we still got to set something up there in the Newman. And anyway, we're working on it. But
for sure.
Hopefully to see you real soon. But I'll talk to you more as the season progresses.
All right. Sounds good, man. I appreciate you.
That's Danny Neville. He's head men's basketball coach at Jamestown University. Thank you, Danny.
Thank you.
Thank you very much to Coach Danny Neville and to Jamestown University for making time for me today. Also, I want to thank the fans at Jamestown and really all across the G-Pack. Been great fans of the show, and I just want to take this opportunity today to say thank you, and looking forward to a great season 5, and we can share another basketball season. Thank you. Thank you very much for supporting our podcast. Please like and subscribe. Get out to your local NAIA school because NAIA basketball is the best entertainment value in America.